past few videos I've mentioned that fishing's been pretty tough, so I really need something that's going to guarantee me a fish. So let me show you what we're working on this week. So if you couldn't tell from the title and that short little intro, we're doing something a little different this week. I got word that some of you would be interested in some soft plastics. I'd already kind of been thinking about doing this regardless, so we're making a crawfish, crawdad, crayfish, whatever you want to call it, lure. This is a little bit of a step back from the Russian River Invaders series. It's not over. There's still one more lure that I'm intending to make for that, and then of course I still need to actually take them out on the river. So there's going to be at least 2 more videos of that. This species, though, is still one that is in the Russian River. It is called the Signal Crayfish, and it is invasive, hence the name Russian River Invaders. So as far as my process for actually making and carving the bait out itself, it's pretty much the same as I would do for any of my wooden lures, except obviously I can only really do open pores, so I have to keep one side flat. Making a small crawfish lure is a lot harder than carving like a fish would be, just because there's a lot more intricate details in it, and it's a pretty small profile. This bait is only 2.5 inches, so getting into the nooks and crannies was pretty difficult. And as you'll see later, I ended up opting for using a Dremel for most of it because I just couldn't get a knife anywhere into this thing except for the very outer edges. Now that I had roughed the bait out on the bandsaw, I needed to bring the wood closer to those lines, so I grabbed the Dremel tool and took down any edges I saw. The next thing I had to do was bring down the height of these claws to make it look a little more natural and to make sure they'd still have a little bit of action. If I hadn't done this step, the claws would have been completely stiff and wouldn't have moved around in the water much at all. After that, I marked off all the edges where I wanted to take off material. Again, I wasn't able to be very detailed with my knife on this bait, so I ended up cleaning up pretty much the whole thing with the Dremel tool after. Once I had the bait smoothed out, I needed to mark off every detail that I was going to carve. And then of course I had to carve all the details. After carving all the details, I hit the whole thing with some fine sandpaper and then moved on to sealing the bait. This step has a couple purposes, the first one being to protect the master from the silicone that I have to pour on it, and then also it smooths out the bait and hides any imperfections. The next step is to attach the bait to a base plate with a small amount of glue. Then I could build the mold box around the bait and pour the silicone. And after about a day of cure time, it was ready for demold. I got a couple colors mixed up earlier. The craws that I'm imitating have this sort of reddish brick brown. This is kind of more rust, but it's close enough for like the main part of their body, and then the underside is a lot more pale. So I think this is going to be the best color combo. I use these pigment powders that you can just get on Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's called mica powders. But yeah, I just mix that into I just mix it into hot plastisol. That's all it is. So let's get these heated up and start pouring some baits. Okay, so here's how the first pour turned out. I'm definitely gonna darken the reddish orange color. It's a little bit too light still, so this kind of just looks orange and white. I want it to be more like brick brownish colored. But I designed the bait to fit perfectly on one of these 1/0 Ned heads, the weedless ones. Looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna fix that color, pour some more, and then we can go test this out. Looks pretty good to me. Now all that's left is to go fishing. It's only like 1.5 miles to get up here, but the whole thing is uphill. I'm gonna take a minute to rig up and catch my breath, and then we'll get to fishing. Let's do it. So that's the color that I ended up on. I darkened it a little more than I wanted to, honestly. I wanted like a brick red color and kind of ended up with a root beer almost. But I've been seeing a fish jump right up in this little spot right in front of me, so I'm gonna see if I can't pull it out. in like the first 10 minutes, dude. I don't know how well you can see him, but there's a little bass right there. Let's see if I can cast at him. So while I fish this frog for a minute, the plan for today was to hopefully knock 2 baits down. Of course, one being the craw, and then also the crank. Obviously, the craw is already done. Did it break me off? Are you kidding me? Whoa. What the f? I just bought that frog. There's the dude, come on. Oh. I'm speechless. I'm gonna be stuck on that all day. Get out of the grass. Yeah.
What is it?
It's a bass.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's huge. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day.
You too. Thank you. It's not the one that ate my frog. We're kind of far from the water, so. Uh-oh. I might have to get in. I am gonna have to get in. Damn it. Oh. Okay. He's good. Well, that's 2 for the craw. There's a coyote out in this field. I really wish I had a longer lens with me, but I don't. So I'm gonna try and snake my way closer to it, and hopefully I can get a good shot. You can see him popping out of the bush right there. Man, I wish I had more range. He's running off into the tree line. I do need to be a little careful because there is a submerged tree out in front of me here. That's a fish. No way. Oh my God. It's a good bass. Dude. Hell yeah. Let's get him up. Oh. He choked the tule perch.
Hell yeah, dude. There we go. And it's out. Yes! That's both baits down. I cannot believe how good today is going. Let's get this guy revved. Wait for him to kick. Oh, yes! I am having the greatest day. If I didn't lose that fish on the popping frog, this would be like one of my greatest days ever. And I know that might be a little sad to some of you, but I am not the greatest fisherman of all time, believe it or not. I don't really know what I'm doing. And somehow, sometimes, things just work. I love when things just work.
Unfortunately, no more fish were caught that day. Overall, the Ned crawl was a success, and I finally broke my bad luck streak. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to give this video a like and maybe even subscribe. And with that, I'll see you next time.